diffusion vient de démarrer. Tous les participants sont en mode écoute seule.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Scantex AG is very proud and excited to be presenting our first webinar in conjunction with our partner, ActiveBox and EPHYLA. Today, we're going to focus on products that you've been asking about from the EPHYLA natural range. As EPHYLA is based out of France, and there's an opportunity today to really understand the type of products that are available, how they're sourced, and the opportunities to develop state-of-the-art green solutions. I'm sure you'll have a lot of questions, so please feel free to use the chat facility. We will tackle each question as they arrive, and of course the ones that we won't address during the presentation we'll tackle at the end. And I think that's enough about the process. If you've got anything else, any comments to share as well, please feel free to use the chat facility. So that being said, please give a warm welcome to our presenter, Mr. Fabrizio Fordieni. He's the Deputy General Manager of EPHYLA. Some of you have already met Fabrizio in November before the COVID situation, and we're kind of looking forward to actually meeting everybody in person soon as well. So welcome, Fabrizio, and we can get started.
Thank you very much, Camille, for your kind introduction. I'm very glad today to be here and have the opportunity to show you some of the natural advanced solutions that EPHYLA can provide for the cosmetic industry. Actually, you have to know that EPHYLA R&D is very much inspired by biomimicry. I don't know if you know, but biomimicry consists in using natural genius to solve human problems. The solution and techniques developed over millions of years from the nature, from the biggest lab in the world, the nature itself. We can find an inspiration and investigate further and implement it to get the best from both nature and technology. At EPHYLA, we have a focus on three pillars of innovation. The first one is the ethical sourcing. Maybe you know that EPHYLA is very deeply involved in the early stages of field sourcing in West Africa, Amazonia, but also Europe and all over the world. We prioritize strong partnership with local producers, paying the greatest attention to the long-term impact of our involvement. The raw material that we select follow always very strict specification with regards to environmental management, socio-economic impact, and of course the product quality management. So these raw material, you have to know that these raw material we select are also the foundation of our research for development of new natural active ingredients, but also, of course, new specialty materials. Concerning the natural active ingredients, what we focus on is find out new original metabolic pathway. And concerning the specialty materials, the technical advanced formulation system, we are focused on bentonite modification in order to obtain very specific material that we have baptized the front-time technology that is actually able to stabilize an emulsion using a cold process, using a physical system instead of a chemical one. And this front-time is a real multi-properties material. So maybe.
Sorry, I have a question just before this slide. So
yes.
What do you mean by the mineral system modification? That's a question that has come in.
Sure. Well, you have to know that when you create an emulsion, when you formulate an emulsion, for example, a oil and water emulsion, you have to stabilize very tiny droplets of oil into the continuous phase that is actually the water phase. So what is very important here is to create an interface between water and oil that allow to obtain a stable emulsion over time. You have basically two different ways to obtain this stabilization. The conventional one is using chemical system like emulsifier. What we do is a different strategy. We use a solid system. So we use this mineral system, this bentonite that has been modified in order to use a solid, in order to create an interface between oil and water. And as I told you, we baptized this technology that allow to obtain a Pickering emulsion, the frame time technology.
Okay.
So, if you want,
can you tell us? Are
yes.
you going to elaborate more on frame time technology now, or are you going to talk about that later a bit more?
Well, what we can do in order to, I would like to try a more interactive way to with our partners that are here today, and I would like to bring them to bring all of you in the lab with me. So we are going to have a look how we can create the formulation with frame time. So I will show you a water phase. We will add the powder phase, so containing the frame time technology, and then the last step we are going to add the oil phase. So here we are. So at the very beginning, as you can see, we use a rotor stator in order to obtain this dispersion. At the very beginning, we obtain a dispersion of the powder phase that, as I told you, contain the frame time technology, but also contain like other ingredients like preservatives or a thickening agent. Okay. So 1 minute later, I obtain something that is more like as an increase in term of viscosity.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, we are almost finished to put the powder phase into the water phase. So what's happened is that we are able to create a three-dimensional structure into the water phase, because the frame time technology, when it's hydrated with water, create this honeycomb structure. And this honeycomb structure is able to provide the rheological properties that we need for the stabilization and for the use of a cosmetic emulsion. Oh, sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I need to get back with the video. So once again, we had the powder phase, and as I told you, you can see we are increasing the viscosity because of the three-dimensional structure that we are able to create.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, as I told you, it's a cold process, so we are using water phase at room temperature, and the powder phase also at room temperature. This is a big advantage in terms of time consuming, and of course, as a big advantage in terms of using a low footprint process. So here, once again, the three-dimensional structure that we are able to create with frame time, and then we are almost finished with the dispersion of the powder phase.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes like 2 to 3 minutes to finish this first step, and then we can add the oil phase. In the oil phase, if you have to have some butter, of course, you or wax, you can you know, warm up and melt your phases. But basically, you can use otherwise you can use at room temperature. So what happens here? You have here I don't know if I can get back. I don't think so. Well, I will show you later a presentation, a slide where I show you what happens. But basically, with the front time, we are able to create an interface between oil droplet and water, and we created this encapsulation system that is able to stabilize the oil droplets. So 1 minute later, the emulsion is almost finished. And here the final results.
Yep.
So here I have a photo of what happens during when we add the oil to the water phase. As I told you, the front time created the interface. You can see here the plates of the front time. They create a cover all over the oil droplets. So it's not only a way to stabilize the emulsion, but it's also a way to protect the oil phase into the emulsion. So all the oil phase, so the oil, the active ingredients, lipophilic ones, so the oil soluble active ingredients are protected into this mineral capsule. In the water phase, do you remember? We have created this honeycomb structure. So you have to imagine that the water phase, so the water soluble molecules, is actually into it's entrapped into the structure of the honeycomb. So it's very interesting because it's able to protect also actually the water soluble ingredients. So this multi-properties materials is not only able to stabilize an emulsion, but also to protect all the ingredients that we put into the emulsion.
Yeah.
So you have to know that. So I show you some aspect of the use of front time. We talk about physics. We talk about green chemistry. How we can stabilize an emulsion. But at EPHYLA we are deeply, we think that a truly interdisciplinary approach is the key to solve multifactorial problems. And especially nowadays, where there is a trend in the market to reduce at minimum the ingredients that we put in the formula. So finding a new material that has a multi-properties materials is very important. And today I would like to focus on the interaction between frame time and the skin itself. So we are talking about more about biology.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a look at the outer layer of the skin, you can see the stratum corneum is actually organized like with corneocytes that are actually plates that overlap and create this outer barrier of the skin. When you add the frame time at the surface of the skin, so you apply a cream on your skin, you create this structure here. And you can observe a similarity between the corneocyte structure and the frame time structure on the surface of the skin. So we are creating what we have baptized the second skin. So we have a biomimetic approach to the skin. Have a look here. What happened here on the top on the right? You have a macro photo of the micro roughness of the skin. So when we here before applying front time, and on the bottom after the application of a front time, you can see we are able to feel all the micro roughness and create a real physical barrier at the surface of the skin. So what we call, as I told you, the second skin concept. So this second skin is actually a physical barrier that is able to prevent penetration of exogenous potentially dangerous substance, but also to increase, for example, the SPF booster if you are using this front time for sunscreen application, but also for I don't know, skincare application, is able to prevent loss of endogenous water. So we are able to improve the hydration of the skin in a smart way compared to the creation of an occlusive film. But once again, as I told you, front time is not only able to stabilize an emulsion, protect all the ingredients, but is also able to drug delivery these ingredients at the surface of the skin. If you remember the images of the three-dimensional structure, the honeycomb structure, in this case, try to picture a house of cards, exactly the same structure. You know, it's a three-dimensional structure that different time create into the emulsion. So when you start to apply on the skin your cream, you actually collapse the three-dimensional structure, and all the plate that create the different time create, as I told you, the second skin at the surface of the skin. So I'm creating this kind of structure at the surface of the skin. You have to imagine that actually the water phase and the oil phase is actually entrapped into the system. So the bentonite that create the front time is actually insoluble, not soluble in water or oil. So a water-soluble molecule or your oil has to follow a very tortuous path in order to get to the surface of the skin. So we can obtain by this way a new drug delivery strategy. Here we have tested, for example, a study case of AHA. AHA, you know, it's alpha hydroxy acid. So we put this alpha hydroxy acid into two different systems. A polymer, a conventional one, the black square, and a biomineral system using front time, the red dot. As you can see, with the conventional system, we are able to obtain a drug delivery delay of about 5 hours. With the system, with the front time, we will increase about over 9 hours the release of the active ingredient. So we are improving the release of about 65%.
Wow. So can you provide some details on what type of active ingredients from EPHYLA would provide this effect?
Sure. We can just get back to the formula. I have highlighted here in bold the active ingredients that we put in the formula. So we find in the water phase the vitamin D3-like, in the powder phase our Pickering system, the front time, and an active ingredient called Lyterm. And then we have other active ingredients in the oil phase. So in the oil phase, we put some organic oil like desert date, also a tamarind oil. We had some ester with a very dry touch from canola oil. And then we had a resin that has anti-inflammatory soothing properties, but also film forming properties, a vitamin C, and also a cocoa butter.
Yeah, a lot of our customers have shown us an interest in the vitamin-based product ingredients, particularly the vitamin D3-like and the vitamin C as well.
Oh, okay. So as I told you, the vitamin D3 is actually a water-soluble molecule. You have to know that actually vitamin D3 is the activated form of vitamin D. Our own body is able to activate the vitamin D by UV exposure. The problem nowadays is actually our own lifestyle, because we spend a lot of time inside we have an indoor lifestyle, and when we go outside or outdoor, we put SPF on skincare, or of course on a screen on a sunscreen cream. So in some sorts we are going to we are decreasing our own ability to produce vitamin D3. And you have to know that vitamin D3 is absolutely fundamental for the being for the healthy of the skin, because it is able to control self differentiation, but also proliferation, and also control what is called the adaptive immunity system. So if you have a lack in terms of vitamin D3, you can develop some, I would like to say, modern illness like psoriasis or dermatitis. So very common modern skin illness.
Skin conditions, yeah.
And so if you want to discuss about the vitamin C, so this is the a short presentation of what we have put into the oil phase. So I remind you the organic oil, the resin, the ester. The vitamin C is also a very interesting active ingredient. Ascorbic acid, it's actually the vitamin C, is naturally a hydrophilic molecule. The problem with vitamin C is actually first one, the topic the topic absorption from the skin is very low, because is an hydrophilic system, and the stability also the vitamin C is very low. So this is the reason why we have created a new active ingredients. So we have transformed the vitamin C, the water-soluble vitamin C, in an oil-soluble vitamin C tetraester. So we have grafted 4 ester into at the surface of the ascorbic acid to transform, to protect, and to better to obtain a better absorption of the molecule from through the skin. So vitamin C, of course, is a very powerful antioxidant. So because it's also able to improve the collagen, is very well known for the anti-aging effect, but also is very well known for the improvement of the radiance of the skin. So it's able to highlight the tone of the skin, because it's able to control the pigment differentiation, especially by blocking the tyrosinases. So it's a very kind of a Swiss knife for a formulator.
Yeah. And these vitamins are all certified, aren't they? I think you said already.
Sorry?
The vitamin products are all certified, aren't they?
Well, most of our active ingredients are actually certified by EcoCert. Most of our active ingredients are already certified, or at least we can provide the non-organic. If it's not an organic material, we can provide the non-organic questionnaire from EcoCert in order to use this molecule into a Cosmos certified formulation. Concerning the vitamin C tetraester is a molecule that has been synthesized because we are not able to obtain this kind of behavior from a natural molecule. So we synthesize, and but is also a natural system that you can use into your EcoCert formulation as well. So most of our active ingredients and specialty materials are also China compliant, and because we use a lot of active ingredients from a vegetable origin, most of the time are vegan as well.
Mm-hmm.
So just to finish this part, maybe I just would like to spend a few words about the powder phase, because I don't know if you know, but we at EPHYLA we have a specific know-how in terms of trapping biological molecule into mineral system. So we are able to provide and to create active ingredient under powder form. So basically, you obtain a protection of the molecule, a drug delivery system, but also a system that do not need any preservatives. So there is no, unknown interaction between preservative system and the biological activity. And because of the very important trend nowadays of the solid cosmetics, we can easily add this kind of active ingredients into this new formulation, and so the formulator can add very easily these active ingredients into this new galenic, new formulation.
Okay.
So do you have other question, Kamini?
Yeah, actually, I have there's questions coming in, and I'm just going to open up the floor to anybody else who wants to send more questions through the chat. But I've got a few here already. One of them was, can you please tell us a little bit about the stability of vitamin C tetra at the temperature? So the stability of vitamin C tetra, what temperature is it stable until?
Well, I recommend to use the vitamin C at a temperature below 55 degrees. We have a study on the stability also from UV degradation that are very interesting. But I would like to avoid the use of higher temperature because we are it's still a molecules that even is it protect is still a molecule that is at the very beginning. Ascorbic acid is very fragile, so I would like to avoid temperature over 55 degrees here.
Okay, avoid over 55. Okay, another question we've got is from the customers is, do you have in vivo and in vitro studies information available already?
For the vitamin C?
For the product range, I think it's a general.
For the product range, yes. Most of the time, we start with we have our own screening lab especially for in tubo analysis. Then we move on ex vivo and clinical trial. And of course, we have all the toxicological study to put the ingredients on the market. So most of the time, for most of the active ingredients, we have all this free level of studies from in tubo to clinical study. And for each active ingredients, of course, we provide all the toxicological analysis that you need to put safely the product into the market.
Yeah, actually, I've got a few questions here about frame time. One of them is regarding the frame time and SPF.
Yes. So how it works, or how do you have a more specific question, or is this a general one?
Yeah, how it works, I think.
Okay.
Between frame time, yeah.
Yeah, you know, this actually, for example, if you are using organic before starting the details how it works, what we obtain in terms of results. We have compared different formulation with exactly the same ingredients. Only we have of course changed the emulsifier, so we put Fentime instead. And putting Fentime instead of the classic emulsifier, we are able to improve the SPF about 15-20%. How it works, it depends on if you are using a mineral system or a more traditional organic molecule. On my opinion, because Fentime is able to create, as I told you, the second skin on the surface of the skin, is able to entrap the organic molecules that are used as organic filter. You have to know that the organic filter are actually lipophilic, so have a tendency to penetrate very quickly into the skin. But once they penetrate into the skin, they are not able to absorb the UV radiation and dissolve the energy. So act like an organic filter. So you have to maintain on the top of your skin in order to obtain a protection in terms of UV radiation, and also pay the greatest attention to the fact that organic molecules once penetrate into the skin, because their structure sometimes they are it's a kind of finger point, because they have also endocrine disruption behavior. So it's fundamental to formulate these active ingredients in a smart way to reduce as much as possible the penetration of this molecule through the skin.
Okay. And another question about frame time is, can it be used for other applications, not just skincare?
Of course. I mentioned, for example, sunscreen, but you can also use for a makeup application because it's very interesting in terms of had to well disperse the pigments into the formulation and maintain the pigment well dispersed into the formulation, but also can increase the wearing effect, so the waterproof effect, thanks to the barrier that it creates at the surface of the skin. Other application that we have already tested are, for example, for hair care. We are able to stabilize a shower gel, or more interesting, I think, is a shampoo, creating a cleansing cream or a cleansing something that is not transparent, but we create a real emulsion. So visually, but also from the feeling, you have something that is very silky on the skin. So it's a real nice experience to compare to the classic water plus surfactants that you can add the classic shampoo or shower gel. And of course, we have discussed about solid form. So EPHYLA works a lot into the especially into the the new trend of powder form product like shampoo or even toothpaste. And this springtime, because the ability to hydrate itself very quickly with the water and create an emulsion is very interesting to create a new product, water free and of course preservative free.
Yeah, yeah. So we have formulation guidelines available for all the applications that you mentioned, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's correct.
Yeah, yeah. Another question is around the supply chain, because sustainability has been quite an important target for a lot of our customers. So can you talk a little bit about the supply chain of EPHYLA ingredients?
Well, it's a big chapter of our life. Actually, supply chain is actually at the very heart of our approach, and even at the beginning of EPHYLA creation. So we are involved in the supply chain over I think 20 years now. Vincent is the CEO from EPHYLA. Is an ethnobotanist, so he travel and continue to travel a lot all around the world to establish a new partnership, strong partnership with local people. And I think if there is some of the customers that are interested, in the supply chain, maybe I can share with them a presentation, or even we can schedule a new webinar because it's there is a lot to say, and I will be glad to share how it works in the field with our customer.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's one more question about certification, but I think you've covered it. The compliance, most of the ingredients are China compliant.
Sure.
Natural, EcoCert. So I think we've covered that. I'll just check one more to see if there's any more live questions, and I think we're done there. Okay, so that's great. I mean, thank you so much for this in-depth presentation, Fabrizio, on the EPHYLA range. And this information that you've presented provides so many opportunities to develop green integrated solutions. And you mentioned some, like not just in skincare, but other areas too, which I think is quite important to customers nowadays, to be able to utilize the ingredients in multiple applications. So it's important for us also around where the product comes from, and we really appreciate the EPHYLA's inspired approach in creating these ingredients. So thank you so much. And if anybody else on the call needs to get some more information or samples, please don't hesitate to contact me directly, and we'll be able to support that, send you those straight away. We also have a recording available if anybody missed this particular webinar, and we look forward to the next one. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you all. Thank you all of you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.